life is far from random. Every moment, every choice, every seemingly ordinary encounter carries with it invisible threads connecting events, people, and outcomes in ways you can't always see at first glance. These patterns are subtle, almost imperceptible, yet they govern the flow of your reality. The truth is, the universe is not chaotic. It is intelligent, organized, and responsive. The challenge is learning how to recognize its language and decode the signs that are constantly appearing around you. Think about the times when everything seemed to just fall into place. Maybe you met someone unexpectedly, or a problem solved itself in a way that seemed almost too perfect. Those aren't coincidences. They are patterns at work, quietly shaping your life in ways that you rarely notice. The more you begin to see them, the more you realize that life is communicating with you. It is whispering directions, hinting at opportunities, and guiding you toward outcomes that align with your deepest intentions. These patterns don't just exist in the grand moments. They exist in the smallest details too. The rhythm of your day, the thoughts that keep recurring, the emotions that rise unbidden, all of these are subtle signals. They are the universe's way of mapping your trajectory and giving you a glimpse of what's possible. When you pay attention to them, you begin to see that your life is not a series of random events, but a network of connected moments, each one carrying a message and a purpose. Recognition of these patterns changes everything. It shifts you from being a passive observer of life to an active participant. You start noticing that some situations keep repeating themselves, that certain people or opportunities appear exactly when they are meant to, and that intuition becomes sharper as you attune to these underlying currents. Once you understand that patterns are everywhere, you begin to anticipate, prepare, and respond with clarity instead of reacting blindly to circumstances. Here's the subtle secret. The patterns themselves are not rigid. They are responsive to your awareness. When you start observing them with intention, you begin to influence the trajectory of your life in ways that feel almost like magic. You'll notice doors opening where walls once existed, solutions appearing where problems seemed insurmountable, and clarity arriving just when confusion threatened to take over. This is not Lakit, is the natural outcome of aligning with Thurv. Nite Susek, aligning with the hidden architecture of reality. The universe operates like a vast, intricate web. Every choice you make sends ripples across this web, subtly influencing the patterns that shape your life. The key is to remain awake, alert, and deeply conscious of the signs around you. When you learn to see and trust these patterns, life begins to reveal its hidden order, and suddenly, what once felt random or impossible becomes inevitable. Pay attention. The patterns are there. They are always speaking. And the moment you choose to listen, your world begins to change in ways that are not just noticeable, they are transformative. What if everything you've been taught about time is incomplete? The past, the present, and the future are not separate containers that you move through like cars on a road. They are intertwined, fluid, and profoundly interconnected. Every thought you have, every choice you make, is not confined to a single moment. It reverberates across multiple timelines, creating shifts you may not immediately perceive. Once you begin to understand time this way, life transforms from a series of waiting periods into a playground of endless possibilities. Think about the moments when you suddenly remember something from years ago, only to realize that memory reshapes how you view your current choices, or the times when a decision today unexpectedly resolves a problem you faced long ago. These are not coincidences. They are glimpses into the flexibility of time itself. Time is not a straight line. It is a network of potential realities, and your awareness is the key that determines which path becomes your experience. When you start seeing time as fluid, the pressure of running out or being late begins to fade. Do you realize that? The future is not something distant, and fixed it is something you can influence, shape, and even accelerate by the clarity of your intentions and the alignment of your actions. Every moment you spend doubting or hesitating is a missed opportunity to nudge your life onto a more powerful trajectory. Conversely, when you act with focus, you set in motion ripples that travel forward, creating outcomes that once seemed impossible. This understanding also changes the way you see the past. No longer is it a chain of regrets or failures. The past becomes a reference point, a source of information, and a tool for making better decisions in the present. What you once thought of as mistakes are simply patterns waiting to be read. Lessons designed to guide you toward a more optimal timeline. And the choices you make today don't erase the past, they reframe it, turning previous challenges into stepping stones instead of burdens. Your awareness of time is also deeply connected to intuition. Often, you receive subtle nudges, a thought, a feeling, a coincidence that point toward the path you are meant to follow. These signals are glimpses of future possibilities. The more attuned you are, the more your decisions align with the natural flow of reality, and the more effortlessly you navigate life's complexities. Time may feel linear in your day-to-day life, but it is anything but linear at its core. Each action, each thought, creates waves that stretch beyond what you can immediately see. The moment you grasp that you are not merely moving through time, but co-creating it, life ceases to feel limiting. You become empowered, strategic, and alert to the infinite options available to you at every second. Understand this: you are not bound by a single timeline. You exist in a web of potentialities, and the choices you make right now determine which threads solidify into your reality. The past can inform you, the present can guide you, and the future is yours to shape. Once you internalize this, every moment becomes an opportunity to step consciously into the life you were always meant to live. Observation is far more than a passive act. It is one of the most potent forces you possess. Every glance, every focus, every moment you consciously notice something is shaping your reality in ways most people never realize. What you choose to observe becomes the lens through which your life unfolds, and the act of truly paying attention can alter outcomes that once seemed fixed. The universe responds to where your awareness goes, and learning this transforms not only your perspective, but the very fabric of your experience. Think about the moments when you suddenly notice a pattern or a truth that had been invisible before. Perhaps it was the subtle way someone reacted to a situation or a coincidence that seemed too precise to ignore. The difference between those who experience life as a series of random events and those who achieve extraordinary results is often this: the latter notice what others overlook. Observation is not merely about seeing, it's about perceiving the invisible threads, the hidden structures that guide events, and the subtle signals the world sends to those willing to pay attention. What you focus on grows in the most literal sense. When your mind is tuned to worry, scarcity, or fear, you begin attracting situations that reinforce those feelings. But when your observation is deliberate, precise, and conscious, you start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin to notice the potential in people, the hidden advantages in circumstances, and the patterns that reveal the best path forward. In this way, observation is not passive, it is an act of creation. The power of observation is amplified by presence. Being fully present in every moment allows you to see details others miss: the nuance in a conversation, the patterns in events, the subtle energy shifts that signal change. When you cultivate this awareness, life begins to feel less random and more intelligent. You start to recognize that what seemed like chance is actually a series of orchestrated possibilities, each influenced by your conscious attention. Observation also unlocks foresight. By noticing small signals and connecting them intelligently, you begin predicting outcomes before they arrive. A look, a gesture, A minor occurrence, these can be clues that reveal the trajectory of a situation long before the results are obvious. This foresight is not supernatural. It is the natural outcome of disciplined observation, of learning to see the invisible currents guiding life. But there's a deeper secret. The act of observing itself changes what is being observed. Life responds to awareness. When you shift your focus, you subtly influence the course of events. This is why the most successful people do not wait for conditions to be perfect. They observe, adjust, and act with precision based on what they see. Observation is the bridge between intention and reality, the tool that allows you to navigate life's complexity with clarity and confidence. The truth is simple, yet profound. Nothing unfolds outside your perception. The world mirrors back what you choose to see. If you want to change your reality, begin with what you observe. Train your eyes, your mind, and your attention to detect what is truly important, and you will find that the universe begins to bend. In response, observation is not passive. It is the first step to mastery, the quiet yet unstoppable force that turns possibilities into outcomes and dreams into tangible reality. Your thoughts are not just fleeting mental events, they are forces, powerful currents of energy that reach far beyond your mind and ripple into reality. Every idea, every belief, and every mental image you hold sends signals into the world around you, shaping outcomes, circumstances, and even the opportunities that appear in your life. What you think about most consistently becomes the energy you project. And that energy, in turn, draws experiences that resonate with it. Understanding this principle is not optional. It is essential for anyone who wants to live deliberately. Rather than drift passively through life, consider the way your mind works. Thoughts are not merely reflections of your environment. They are active participants in creating it. When you focus on fear, scarcity, or doubt, your energy aligns with limitations, and the world mirrors those vibrations back to you. But when your focus is on clarity, purpose, and potential, you are sending a completely different signal. The universe responds not to wishful thinking, but to the energy your attention generates. In this sense, your mind is like a radio transmitter, and your life is the receiver picking up the frequency you broadcast. This is why the most successful people seem to attract opportunities effortlessly. It's not luck. It's the natural consequence of their mental energy being aligned with their goals. Every thought of purpose, every visualization of success, every moment spent believing in possibility strengthens the energy around that vision. And energy, like gravity, cannot be ignored. It pulls circumstances, people, and events toward it, organizing the seemingly random elements of life into outcomes that match your inner state. The key is not just thinking positively. It is thinking with focus and intent. Scattered, inconsistent thoughts produce scattered, inconsistent results. But when your thoughts are disciplined, clear, and repeated with purpose, they begin to shape a reality that mirrors them. Energy always follows thought, but it responds most strongly to patterns, consistency, and intensity. This is why repeated mental rehearsal, visualization, and focused attention are not trivial exercises. They are powerful acts of creation, invisible yet tangible in their effects. Another crucial aspect is emotional resonance. Thoughts infused with strong emotion carry exponentially more energy than neutral ones. Excitement, belief, and clarity amplify your mental signals, making them far more effective in influencing outcomes. When you combine focused thought with aligned feeling, you are no longer merely hoping the world begins responding to a fully coherent signal that cannot be ignored. Remember, you are always sending energy into the world, whether consciously or unconsciously. Ignoring this fact allows randomness, frustration, and limitation to dominate. But when you become aware of it, you take command. You learn to direct your mental energy, shaping both internal experiences and external reality. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. Each thought is a seed. Each moment of focus is sunlight and water. When you consciously align your attention with what you truly desire, you cultivate an energy so potent that the universe rearranges itself to accommodate it. Energy always follows thought, but only if you choose the thoughts that are worth manifesting. Many people believe that success, failure, or opportunity is determined by luck. They think life randomly hands out rewards to some and obstacles to others. But the truth is far more empowering. Probability is not a matter of chance, it is a matter of choice. Every decision you make, every action you take, and every intention you set shifts the likelihood of certain outcomes. Life is not a lottery. It is a complex system of cause and effect where clarity, focus, and alignment determines what becomes real. Consider the way decisions create probability. Each choice you make is like a ripple in a pond, some small, some large, but all influencing the eventual pattern of events. When you act with purpose, you are not simply reacting to circumstances, you are consciously steering the currents of possibility toward the outcomes you desire. What appears as good luck is often the result of decisions made long before the opportunity arose, choices aligned with preparation, awareness, and timing. Probability also responds to clarity of intent. When your vision is scattered or your goals are vague, the odds are distributed thinly, making success feel uncertain or elusive. But when your purpose is clear and unwavering, probability begins to favor you. The universe does not reward indecision. It amplifies focused action. Each deliberate choice stacks the odds in your favor, subtly guiding events and circumstances toward the reality you are constructing. This principle applies not only to grand moments, but to the daily choices you make, how you respond to challenges. The people you surround yourself with, the habits you cultivate, influence probability. Every moment carries countless potential outcomes. But the path you take determines which of those potentials solidifies into reality. Understanding this transforms life from a passive experience into a strategic endeavor, where probability bends toward those who act with alignment and intent. Another critical aspect is alignment between internal and external action. It is not enough to hope for success while acting inconsistently. Probability responds to coherence, the harmony between what you intend, what you believe, and how you act. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions are aligned, you are no longer leaving outcomes to chance. You are creating them. Every decision becomes a lever, shifting probabilities toward the future you desire. Failure, then, is not a random strike. It is feedback. When probabilities do not favor you, it reveals misalignment, gaps in preparation, or inconsistency between intent and action. The lesson is not to rely on luck, but to refine choices, focus effort, and realign your energy with the outcomes you want. Probability is a mirror, reflecting the precision of your choices back to you. The empowering truth is simple. Life is not governed by luck, chance, or randomness. Probability is responsive, malleable, and influenced by every deliberate decision you make. The more conscious you are of your choices, the more control you have over the odds. Stop waiting for luck. Start acting with clarity, purpose, and alignment, and you will see that probability is not a mysterious force at all. It is your creation. Curiosity is one of the most underestimated forces in life. It is the spark that leads to discovery, the key that opens doors others don't even see, and the magnet that draws opportunities into your path. Most people move through life accepting appearances at face value, following routines and obeying rules without questioning why. But those who cultivate curiosity discover realities hidden beneath the surface, realities that are quietly waiting for those willing to ask, explore, and seek beyond the obvious. Think about the moments when a single question changed everything. It might have been an unexpected why, or what if. That forced you to look at a problem differently. That simple act of curiosity can lead to insights that seem profound, yet they are simply the result of noticing what others ignore. The curious mind does not settle for superficial explanations. It probes deeper, searches for connections, and uncovers opportunities that are invisible to complacency. Curiosity is not just about asking questions. It is about embracing uncertainty with excitement rather than fear. It allows you to explore possibilities without being limited by preconceived notions or assumptions. When you are curious, you become an investigator of life, trained to notice patterns, inconsistencies, and signals that guide you to better decisions. Every challenge becomes a puzzle, every failure a clue, and every interaction a potential revelation. The doors that curiosity opens are often hidden in plain sight. They are opportunities disguised as problems, solutions masked as difficulties, and breakthroughs concealed within challenges. Only those willing to ask the right questions, experiment, and explore without hesitation can unlock these doors. Curiosity acts as a kind of magnet, pulling insights, knowledge, and opportunities toward you. The more you cultivate it, the more the universe responds, revealing paths that would otherwise remain invisible. Another essential aspect is that curiosity fuels creativity. When you ask, "What if?" or "How could this be better?" you are not only seeking answers, you are actively shaping possibilities. Your mind begins to see connections that others miss, uncovering shortcuts, alternatives, and innovations that turn obstacles into stepping stones. Curiosity transforms ordinary life into a laboratory for discovery, where every interaction and every situation is a chance to learn, grow, and evolve. Curiosity also strengthens resilience. When you are genuinely curious, failure and uncertainty no longer intimidate you, they become opportunities for exploration. You begin to see setbacks not as dead ends, but as signals pointing to areas that require attention, insight, or a different approach. Curiosity trains your mind to navigate complexity with confidence, to seek solutions rather than complain about problems, and to remain alert to possibilities even in the most challenging circumstances. The simple truth is this: life rewards those who are willing to look deeper, ask questions, and explore the unknown. Curiosity is the bridge between ordinary existence and extraordinary achievement. It is the force that turns confusion into clarity, obstacles into opportunities, and potential into reality. If you want to access the hidden doors of your life, you must first awaken curiosity, the compass that points toward every door waiting to be opened. Life can feel messy, unpredictable, and chaotic. Challenges come without warning, plans fall apart, and moments of confusion can shake even the strongest resolve. Yet, hidden within every moment of chaos lies information clues that, if noticed and understood, can guide you to breakthroughs, opportunities, and solutions you never imagined. Chaos is not a sign of failure. It is a map, a coded message from reality waiting for you to decipher it. Every obstacle, every sudden change, and every unexpected outcome carries meaning. The universe rarely operates in random bursts. It communicates through disruption, showing you where attention is needed, what requires adjustment, and which paths will lead to growth. Those who succeed do not resist chaos. They study it, decode it, and turn it into guidance. The key is not to fear confusion, but to see it as a signal pointing toward your next step. Think about the times when everything seemed to fall apart, only for a solution or opportunity to appear shortly afterward. What seemed like a setback was actually a redirection, a clue embedded in chaos pointing you toward alignment with a better path. Life often uses disruption as a teacher, showing you weaknesses to strengthen, errors to correct, and insights that only emerge under pressure. The chaos contains answers, you just need the awareness to recognize them. Chaos also exposes patterns that remain hidden in calm moments. When situations are smooth, it is easy to overlook the subtleties of cause and effect. But in turbulent moments, connections become visible. Repeated challenges, unexpected coincidences, or conflicting signals are all part of a larger design, revealing the steps necessary to move forward. Learning to read these signals gives you an advantage that most people miss: the ability to navigate uncertainty with intelligence, precision, and confidence. Another aspect is adaptability. Chaos demands flexibility. The more you learn to listen, analyze, and respond instead of reacting impulsively, the more you harness the power hidden in disorder. Life's disruptions are not meant to break youth, they are meant to teach you to respond with awareness, to anticipate outcomes, and to move decisively in alignment with your goals. Every moment of confusion is an invitation to sharpen perception and strengthen resolve. Emotional clarity is equally important. Chaos can trigger fear, frustration, or indecision, clouding your judgment and blinding you to the clues embedded within it. The key is to remain calm, centered, and observant. When your mind is clear, patterns emerge naturally, and the chaos becomes a language rather than a barrier. Every challenge then transforms into an opportunity to understand, adapt, and grow. The truth is simple. What looks like randomness is rarely random. Every disruption carries information about your path forward. Those who master life are those who learn to see the clues hidden within chaos, turning confusion into strategy, setbacks into guidance, and turbulence into momentum. The more you train your mind to perceive these signals, the more chaos ceases to feel threatening and becomes a guide pointing toward success. Chaos is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Within its swirling uncertainty lie the instructions, the insights, and the hidden opportunities that will lead you to breakthroughs. Pay attention, decode the messages, and let chaos become your roadmap to extraordinary results. Intuition is often dismissed as a fleeting feeling, a vague hunch, or an irrational impulse. Yet, it is one of the most precise tools you possess. Your instincts are not random. They are the result of your mind and experience processing information beyond the reach of conscious thought. Intuition acts as a compass, guiding you toward decisions, opportunities, and paths that align with your highest potential. Learning to trust this inner guidance transforms uncertainty into clarity, hesitation into action, and confusion into momentum. Think about the times when you just knew something before it happened. Perhaps you avoided a situation that later proved harmful, or you followed a sudden inspiration that led to extraordinary results. Those moments are not accidents, they are your awareness connecting with possibilities beyond immediate perception. Intuition is the bridge between the visible and invisible, between what is and what could be. When you follow it, you navigate life with a sense of precision that logic alone cannot provide. Your intuition is strengthened by presence. The more fully you inhabit each moment, the more attuned you become to subtle signals, slight shifts in energy, fleeting thoughts, or minor coincidences. These are the markers your inner compass uses to guide you. When you are distracted, scattered, or caught in reactive thought patterns, these signals become obscured. But when you cultivate stillness, focus, and clarity, intuition emerges with startling accuracy, revealing paths you might otherwise overlook. Another crucial aspect is alignment with action. Intuition alone is not enough. It must be paired with decisiveness and courage. When you sense the right path, hesitation or doubt can undermine the very guidance you receive. Acting on intuition, trusting it, even without complete evidences. What turns potential into reality? Each time you follow your inner compass, it becomes stronger, sharper, and more reliable, creating a feedback loop of confidence and clarity. Intuition is also deeply connected to your emotions. Strong feelings, subtle inclinations, or a quiet sense of knowing often carry more information than external analysis. When you learn to differentiate between fear, wishful thinking, and genuine instinct, you gain access to a powerful internal GPS. This quantum compass points toward opportunities, warns against risks, and highlights choices that are in harmony with your deepest purpose. Finally, intuition transcends conventional logic. While rational thought is linear and sequential, intuition is holistic and instantaneous. It can process countless variables simultaneously, detecting patterns invisible to the conscious mind. It is your guide through uncertainty, your early warning system, and your secret weapon in navigating life's complexity. The truth is undeniable. When you learn to recognize, trust, and act on intuition, you unlock a level of awareness that transforms how you experience the world. It becomes the compass that directs your decisions, the light that cuts through uncertainty, and the force that aligns you with your highest possibilities. Intuition is not luck. It is the intelligence of your own consciousness, quietly pointing the way. Trust it, and it will guide you to outcomes that logic alone could never reach.